You can't see it, but on either side of this camera, there are two massive stacks of book series that I have in progress. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and today we are doing my physical kind of in-progress series check-in. Where am I at? How's it going? It's not looking good. But before we do that, make sure you do all of that YouTube nonsense. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, as it helps the channel grow. Make sure you check in the description box down below for the link to the Wizardly Duo Discord, as well as links to all of my social media, including information about my Patreon. Now, I did a video like this last year. You can check that right up there in the cards. And I felt like, I was kind of in the realm of manageable back then. Like, don't get me wrong, it was out of hand, because that's what happens when you're a booktuber. You just keep starting series after series and after series. And then I started my Patreon, and we started doing, like, start an ebook on my TBR, and let's do patron buddy reads and stuff of that nature, which is great. I love my patrons. They're fantastic. They help me just kind of keep the channel running, help with costs, help, bring book hauls and channel improvements, things of that nature. I love my patrons. But, guys, this is getting a bit ridiculous, because initially I had, like, a stack of 17 series. And then, I was like, well, technically I'm in progress with that one. Oh, and technically I'm in progress with that one. And I think I'm at, 27. Let me double check. So after double checking, I am, 26 physical series. Now, if you want me to do my digital, which is my ebooks and my audio, please let me know in the comments down below, because that is going to be an entirely different video. Otherwise, this video is going to get incredibly long. But without any more yammering and just jaw wagging, let's jump right into this. So off the top of the stack, I don't know what order these are in. We have got The Girl in the Stars by Mark Lawrence. This was kindly gifted to me by my buddy Tiago Abdallah. And technically I'm including this one because this is set in the same world as Book of the Ancestor, which I read last year. Was it last year or was it pre-booktube? I don't know. Anyway, these are set in the same world, and so I consider these as part of the same series. I have not started the, what's this one called? The first Book of the Ice. This is the Book of the Ice series. So it's technically, I have finished Book of the Ancestor, but I haven't started Book of the Ice. I haven't continued within this world, and I would like to do so. Next up, we have got Draenei by David Gemmell. David Gemmell's going to appear on here at least a couple times, and I am making good progress through Draenei. I just finished my 6th book this month in Draenei. I read quite a bit of David Gemmell. And now it's time for Legend of Deathwalker, which is number 7. Now, there's only 11 books in this series, so I've made good progress here. I feel very confident of where I'm at in my Draenei journey. Considering I kind of just slot them in as palette cleansers, I think I'm doing pretty all right. And, they're not super big, although this is one of the beefier ones, but it's also one of my favorite covers, dressed just looking like an absolute bamf on the cover. Yes! Alright, that's a mass market paperback. We're going to set that to the side, because otherwise the books are going to topple. Next up, we have got L.L. McNeil, or L.L. McCrae's third book in the world of Lenaria, that is Amara. I read Palome probably 3 or 4 months ago. This is the 3rd book out of 4 that are currently out. I believe book 5 drops in 2023, so I'm not super far behind, but this one is kind of beefy. I know she is currently kind of updating the audiobooks and things of that nature. I think I'm going to get to this one hopefully soon. I don't know when. It'll just kind of fit into the TBR organically, but I am 3 books into this series, so I'm making progress, and I should be caught up, within the first half of 2023, hopefully. Next up, this one I've got hopefully slated for around February, because I'm planning a couple months of just doing sequels of books that I've already started. Just forget everything else, unless I'm doing read-alongs and stuff like that. I want to do sequels. I want to focus on these sequels. I want to get them read. We've got Christopher G. Brenning's The Wrathbringer. I loved book 1. I did a review for it. You can check it out right there. The book's amazing. Please, please, please do yourself a favor. This book is just grimdark fantasy, nice politics, just, so good. Some complex, messed up characters, but it's really good. Now, this one kind of makes the list, because technically the book's not out. However, I do have the arc. That's going to be Ashes of Avern by my buddy Tiago Abdallah, who I mentioned earlier. So book 2 is getting ready to come out. I have the arc. I'm actually starting the arc tomorrow at the time of recording. And so I get to count this one as I'm technically behind. I'm technically caught up, but I'm also technically behind because I have in my possession book 2. Great stuff. SPFBO 8 finalists. When did I stop saying SPFBO? Just SPFBO 8 finalists. There we go. We're bringing back the SPFBO. We're bringing back the SPFBO. All right. And then this is, again, kind of like the Book of the Ice. I read Rift War. I read Rift War last year, and I loved it, and that's Raymond E. Feist. Well, there is kind of a side trilogy that he did with Janie Wirtz, and this is the Empire trilogy. I am hoping to start this one soon. I'm trying to wrangle my friend Joanna into a buddy read. I'm very excited to get more Raymond E. Feist. I can't wait. It's just been kind of difficult getting in some classic fantasy, but I am starting to explore a little bit of Janie Wirtz, hopefully this year, Cycle of Fire, things of that nature, but that's not on the list because I'm not starting that till January, and I'm filming this in December. This video will probably come out in January, and you'll be like, but Andrew, you forgot, like, this series and this series. Well, that's because technically at the time of filming, I hadn't started them yet. So, Daughter of the Empire, it makes the list. And then I enjoyed the first book on this one, and I was told the second book was so much better. And that is The Grim Hunt, Book 2 by Ryan G. Beatty, and this is Binding of Souls. I got a review for this one. You can check that one in the description box down below. Guys, this one's awesome. I had a lot of fun with it. I just need to get back to it. It's just very Monster Hunter, very macho, very just Gary Stu. Good stuff. Like, that's what it is. It's like, hey, I'm a Gary Stu story, and you're like, oh, cool. You're very honest about it. I love that. Hopefully in February, that sequel month that I mentioned, I'm going to be doing Divinity's Twilight Remnant because I absolutely loved Rebirth. Oh, Rebirth was so good. Again, I've got a review for this one as well. You can check it in the description box down below. Fantastic story. I think that Divinity's Twilight is going to be the next thing that competes with Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere. Just really great stuff. Really great stuff. We've then got The Star Children, Book 2 by Palmer Pickering. I read Moon Deeds. I loved Moon Deeds. I believe I gave it 4 stars. The first book ends on a cliffhanger, and I need to get back to this one. Again, it's one of those beefy books where I'm just like, I can read a lot more books if I've got skinny books. But I love the way that Palmer writes, and I'm excited to get to this one shortly. Fingers crossed. Next up, we got I, Anonymous's Baden Hill, and this is the Wars of Wrath, Book 2. For a second, I forgot the name of the series, but Gurzel was an enjoyable read. It was very, very easily consumed. I believe I read Gurzel, or I think I listened to Gurzel in just like a day. So this one is probably going to be a slot in pretty soon. I'm excited. I enjoyed the darkness and the themes within Gurzel. I can't see this not being a good experience for me. So we have got Baden Hill by I, Anonymous. And we've just got a very healthy mix of self-pub and traditional, because I'm all over the place. I'm bouncing all over the place. Although, I think I've done pretty good, and I didn't rewatch my in-progress series from last year, but I think I'm doing pretty okay in terms of what I closed out since then to where I'm at now. I'll have to, if you've watched the video, let me know. And then we've got Andrew D. Meredith's Bone Shroud. Now, this one is being read in the month that I am filming this video. So this one, by the time you see this, I'll have read it. But at the time of recording, I haven't read it. I love Collation. I love Andrew D. Meredith. Do yourself a favor and check out Collation or Needle and Leaf. Great stuff. Great stuff. I am then also making my way through Michael Moorcock's Elric of Melniboné. At the time of recording, I've only read 2 of the 4 bind-ups within this book. This is technically the first 4 books bound up into a single volume, and then there's an additional 2 series bind-ups. I still need to get the second one. I will get it here soon. I'm doing a read-along for this with some great friends of mine, and yeah, I'm loving the classic vibes of Elric and the anti-Tolkien themes. It's really good stuff. Really well executed. More people need to be reading Elric. All right, we've just demolished the first stack. With this last one, we've got P.L. Stewart's The Last of the Atlanteans. And guys, this is the Drowned Kingdom series number 2. I've had this on my shelf for a few months. I loved Drowned Kingdom. It's just been, difficult just juggling all these review copies and stuff like that. But guys, please do yourself a favor and check out Drowned Kingdom. And, the first book is just absolutely stunning. Some of the best just political fantasy out there. And so I just really need to get back to this one. PL's a class act, and I just really want to read his books. All right, don't fall. Don't fall. Now, I don't own physically, but I own the first book physically, so we're going to hold up Frank Herbert's Dune. I left off on Messiah, which is book 2. I still need to read Children of Dune. I don't know when I'm going to get around to that. I think I'm going to listen to it. And then I don't know from where I'm going to be at with the series, because I know Children of Dune is like either the closing of the first arc or the start of the second arc, but also you can stop at Children. Like, everybody has their own opinions on Dune, so I'm just not entirely sure what I'm going to do there. But I do plan on reading Children of Dune. It's just I don't know when. Then I did a big no-no, and we've got M.L. Spencer's Chains of Legacy. Now, the first book is Chains of Blood, and that is the first book to the sequel series of Ren War. So I still need to go back and read Ren War before I can come back and read Chaos Cycle, because this is technically the sequel series, but it's in progress, and I will get it done. I love M.L. Spencer. She's a fantastic, fantastic author. Next up, we have got Kareem Solomon's War of the Last Day, Tattered Banners. I read Army of the Curse a while ago. I enjoyed it. I believe I gave that one 4 stars. I just need to get back into this one. It's got a blue and black cover, which you know if you watch the channel, I'm absolutely in love with that motif. I love that color scheme. Great stuff. And yeah, this is one that I want to check out because Kareem is an awesome, awesome individual. Next up, one of my top reads of 2022, Trudy Sky's The Cruel Gods. Book 2 is out. And I have not read it yet, but I will read it because this is something special. I believe I'm going to own this series 2 ways, paperback and on hardcover. I just love it so much. I have to have it both ways. Like, this is one of my new favorite series. Like, if the next book is good, like, yes, Trudy, please give me more. More. All right, also, this is a follow-up duology to, I'm going to get it wrong. Is it the Raven Song? It's Raven Shadow. The Raven Shadow trilogy. I knew I was going to get it wrong. This is The Raven's Blade. This is Wolf's Call. This is coming back to Valen Al Sorna. And I probably finished Queen of Fire months ago. And I enjoy, unlike most people, I seem to have enjoyed Queen of Fire. It was very David Gemmell-esque, which, if you know me, I love David Gemmell. But at the same time, it did some stuff. I know why people don't like it. It just didn't bother me all that much. I mean, Valen is awesome. We want more Valen. It has less Valen. I understand. I still enjoyed it. I also like Tower Lord. But this is a return to the single POV format in The Wolf's Call. So it even says, Valen Al Sorna returns. Don't worry, he's back, guys. So yeah, we've got that one by Anthony Ryan. And then we've got Kevin Hearn's A Blight of Blackwings. I really enjoyed A Plague of Giants. And I had expected that I was going to read this in, like, October. And I don't know if the third book is out yet. If the third book is out, then this is going to kind of move up in priority for me. But, I mean, the Seven Kennings book 1 was a lot of fun. And it just explored some really cool themes, also with, like, a little bit of humor. Sometimes the humor works, sometimes it doesn't. But, yeah, the Blight of Blackwings? Yeah, Blight of Blackwings. I was like, am I saying this wrong? No, that one. This one right here. So I need to finish that one. So that's another mass market that makes the list. All right, then we've got David Gemmell's Regante, and we are on Ravenheart, which is book 3 of 4. So once I read this, I'll be 75% done. The reason I kind of pressed pause on this is we have a nice self-contained story between Midnight Falcon and Sword in the Storm. That's kind of one arc of Regante, and then, you know, Ravenheart moves into a new era. This is my signed copy, so of course I'm not going to be reading from this physically. This is a prized possession for me, but I will be probably listening to Ravenheart. But I will return to Regante. Obviously, I am still reading David Gemmell, but it's just one that I haven't gotten quite back to yet. We're making good progress. Next up, I need to read Douglas Adams' The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I am currently on So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. That means I've read Hitchhikers, I've read The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, and Life Universe, and everything already. This is a gorgeous bind-up that was sent to me by my lovely, fantastic patron, Sharon. Thank you so much. I'll get back to it eventually. It's just been a while. A lot of the times, I think I've been reading Hitchhikers when I'm not in the right mindset to read Hitchhikers, and so this has kind of made it one that I'm not super excited to reach for, but this is a masterpiece. It is a classic, and these are essential. Like, you know, if you like UK literature and you like humor, pick up Hitchhikers. Like, it's good stuff. Then we have got Christopher Rocchio's Kingdoms of Death. I've been holding off on this because I read Demon in White, and it was just so good. I marathoned Howling Dark and Demon in White. I think I did it within like 2 weeks. I just couldn't put them down. And so Kingdoms of Death and Ashes of Man. Ashes of Man just came out at the time of recording, so I think I am now ready to marathon those two. And then I think we get one more book in this world, and then there's short story collections that I will get to eventually, but I do want to read the main entries because Sun Eater is so perfect, so beautiful. Just, please, if you have not picked up Sun Eater yet, just do yourself a favor and pick it up. Do yourself a favor. Alright, I just finished Bone Ships, and I loved Bone Ships. Ty Child Trilogy, Book 1, R.J. Barker. That means I need to continue with Call of the Bone Ships. Luckily, I'm doing this in January 2023, and then there is one final book. I'm loving this so far. Book 1 starts out rough, but I think that's by design, and then it just has this beautiful arc where you grow with these characters and you kind of understand their situation. It's fantastic, fantastic stuff. And then I have got Book 2 in the Bound of the Broken, Of Darkness and Light by Ryan Cahill. This is a beefy one. I'm reading it next month, so this one is going to be down. I will be current. Well, no, I won't be current because I still have to read The Exile, which I just got as a lovely gift from a viewer. So I need to read that one. And then I believe Book 3 is currently in editing, so this one's going to appear back on the list here soon anyway. But yes, I will be reading the second book. Man, it usually, like, I look at this book on my shelf and go, that's beefy. Like, where's the beef? The beef's right here. This is the beef. This is the chunk. This is the roast. Like, I feel like you could barbecue this sucker and have a full meal. But yes, we've got Bound in the Broken Book 2. Then I've got Queen of Bedlam, Matthew Corbett, Book 2 by Robert McCammon. I'm going to be reading this series for a while, mainly because the audio narrator is fantastic, and I just want to enjoy these on audio. So we've got this series right here. And then finally, we have got First Law. I need to finish up First Law with Age of Madness. That starts with A Little Hatred. I've had a good brief hiatus from Joe Abercrombie. Not because I didn't like Red Country. Red Country was actually my favorite book. I just, for some reason, just got distracted. I got distracted. Can you tell? Like this video isn't just proof that I keep getting distracted. But yes, we've got A Little Hatred on the list. I've heard it's fantastic. I've heard it's one of the best in the First Law, and I'm excited to get to it. Now that is my physical, not my digital, series in progress list. As of right now, I believe it's December 16th, 2022. So let me know in the comments down below, how many series do you have in progress? And is it as bad as me, or are you worse? Are you better? No shame. Read at your own pace. That said, guys, that's really all I've got for you. So till next time, peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.